Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard.
Welcome to the second season of the MaXed podcast. I have a real special guest friend of mine, a killer. Goddamn it, he was a straight killer. Played in the NBA. How many seasons you played in the NBA, Jeff?
12.
Goddamn, boy. Okay, about the same as me. Guy played in the NBA for 12 years, man. Jeff Teague, man. Thanks for coming on, man. Well, we like to start out the show, man, by saying, man, if you know old story about old Mad Max, I heard something about my crazy ass, man. Let's talk about that first before we start this show.
Well, I listen to TNT all the time, so Kenny Smith always talking about how you fight. You was fighting guys and how you were so competitive, but you being on the podcast with us and telling us about the Jordan stories. I had heard them before, but just how hard you competed against Mike Jordan and how you ain't really taking no shit from him. I always respected that.
Yeah. And, well, you growing up in Indiana, man, and I mean, goddamn, man, a lot of killers came out of there, like your brother, Marcus himself, I mean, he had aspirations of playing in the NBA, man. I mean, just talk to me about that growing up in Indiana.
Growing up in Indy, so everybody play basketball. Like, if you drive around here, it's going to be a basketball court in every yard, every driveway. That's all we know. We don't really play football like that. It's more just a basketball state. And growing up, I had a whole bunch of guys that I followed that hoop. So my dad played basketball at the University of Missouri and Boston University. Played for Rick Pitino. So, like, we grew up in a basketball house. And all my friends hooped. Guys before us, like Zach Randolph, Andre Owens. Those are all, like, my big brothers.
Right.
Knowing them and seeing them make it to the NBA and stuff like that, it was just inspiring for me. Real.
Right. Oh, okay. That's what's up, man. And then playing, you grew up playing in high school you went to, you played at Pike High School, man. Yep. Now you coach there you coach there too. That's a blessing, man, to be able to coach back where you played at. So talk to me about being able to give back to the kids.
Oh, man, it was a huge opportunity. I always wanted to have a chance to, like, spread love through basketball, and I knew the best way I could do it possibly would probably be coaching high school basketball.
Wow.
And a place that I grew up playing where I learned how to hoop, and just try to come back and, share my knowledge of the game with the kids.
Yeah, that's big right there, giving that knowledge back. I'm sure all those guys, they respect you so much, going back and doing that. And then I know you, like with me, and like where I'm from, Gainesville, Florida, we had some damn killers down there, man. Some real killers coming out of there. I mean, some guys probably was better than me, should have made it, but made probably some bad decisions. Now, I know you got it's a lot of them over there in Indiana. I know. So, I mean, I know you had some guys, you ain't got to say no names, but I know some guys that should have made it that, that like we did. But shit happened.
Nah, it's a bunch of guys that should have made it out here. Man, the thing about Indiana, everybody kind of make it to college. You got a couple guys like God rest his soul, a guy named JR and another guy named DJ Lindsay. They were murdered, but they were really good players, bro.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, they was nice, bro. They was super nice. DJ definitely could have made it to the NBA, but it was it's like a group about 200 players that we all kind of grew up around each other, and we all pretty much went to college.
Right.
And some of them didn't make it to the NBA, but a good 25 made it. It's kind of impressive, to be honest.
That's big. Yeah, especially coming out of Indiana. And what part of Indiana is this now?
I'm from Indianapolis.
Oh, you're from Indianapolis. Oh, okay. Good God. Okay, damn, man. Okay, and then you went to Wake Forest, man. And at Wake Forest, damn, what made you go to Wake Forest? Coming from Indianapolis and then going to Wake Forest over there, man. Talk to me about, I live close by there right now. So talk to me about making that decision. I'm sure a lot of other teams wanted you.
Yeah, I damn near had offers from almost everybody besides Duke and Carolina. But Wake Forest was the first school to, like, recruit me before all the big names got on you. Like all the Kansas, the Floridas and stuff at that time before they started recruiting you. And Eric Gordon, he was going to IU, and I wanted to team up with him. We from the same city, same area. But my parents were just like, nah, IU was too close to home. You know everybody. You're going to be back and forth. He's like, you need to get away. So Wake Forest was the best option for me.
Yeah, that's a good decision. Should have went somewhere and left Gainesville. And then you went to, and then you played with James Johnson in 2007. Yeah. Talk to me about old James Johnson, man. That guy was a killer, man. It still is. I mean, I love him.
That's my guy. James, one of the coolest teammates you could ever have. He a killer for real. But off the court, man, he just so cool. He a fighter. So he grew up fighting kickboxing. Yeah, kickboxer. So I learned my lesson quick by talking trash to him. I'm like, I'm from Indianapolis, so I was like, you got to show me. But I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really want him to show me, so I left him alone.
I hear you, man. I heard some stories about that dude right there, man. They say that's a guy you don't want to bother with, man. They say that boy put his hand. They say some UFC type shit with him. Yeah. Yeah, but okay. And then I knew a lot of pressure was on you over there at Wake too now, because you came after, goddamn Chris Paul now. And then I know the comparisons and all that shit. Comparing you to Chris Paul and what Chris Paul, talk about that.
Nah, CP is the reason I wanted to go to Wake Forest, man. I was a huge Chris Paul fan. I still am a Chris Paul fan. So when you go to Wake Forest, every time you get there as a guard, you're going to hear about Chris Paul.
Nice.
But I was fortunate enough to have a guy named Ishmael Smith, who made it to the NBA. He's still playing. He was the point guard before I got there. He was a freshman. I was a sophomore. He was a freshman when I was in high school. His sophomore year, I was a freshman, and he just took me under his wing, and it was like no competition. We both started in the backcourt, but he took a lot of pressure off of me. And then playing with two other pros, and James and Al Farouk, it just made my life super easy.
Wow, that's right. I forgot about that kid right there. Was a killer too. And the victory over UNC. When you had 34, God damn, you lit that up. What you remember about that game? When you get the goddamn started cooking on that?
I ain't gonna lie, I really don't remember. I just remember we won and we had a bunch of fun. I remember, I can't really remember the game that much. I done played a lot of games, but I just remember it was fun and competing against them. I knew they was the best team in the country. I was like, damn, I know they're gonna make it to the Final Four at least. And we beat them, so I thought we was pretty good.
Right, yeah. And living in Atlanta, talk to me about, goddamn, you got been drafted to Atlanta. Oh, my goodness. Man, it's a rookie. That's tough, man. That's tough.
Getting drafted to the A was, like, unbelievable. See, I'm from Indianapolis, and I ain't really go too many places. Like, I think we went to, like, Vegas for AAU tournament in, like, Florida. That was really pretty much it besides my college visits. Now, getting drafted to Atlanta, I'd never been to Georgia before, so I didn't know nothing about Atlanta. I knew about the rap videos, you know what I mean? Stuff you see on TV. So when I got drafted, my older brother was like, oh, we going to Atlanta, Magic City. That's all he said. And I'm like, yeah. He was like Lil Jon and them. Ludacris, we about to be. So my whole thing going to Atlanta was to go to Magic City. So when I first got there, Josh Smith and Joe, they took me to Magic City, man. Then that was my welcome to Atlanta, and I figured out the city pretty much. Yeah. But it was the best. Man, it was the best being drafted by them and living in that city. I lived there for 10 years. I recently just moved back to India.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And the vets in that locker room when you got there, how big were the vets in that locker room? Because I've been telling people that's real big for rookies coming in to have some solid vets on that team, man.
I had the best. I had Joe Smith. I had some old heads. I had Joe Smith, Mike Bibby, Jamal Crawford, Joe Johnson. And then I still had like some young vets like Al Horford and Josh Smith and Marvin Williams. So I had a good blend. I had some super older cats who were on their way out and were like Bib and like Joe Smith. But then I had guys who were still in their prime, like Joe and Josh. So I had a good blend, and they all was hella cool. They all treated me like their little brother. So I never had to pay for nothing. my rookie year was basically free. They gave me money. They gave me so much money. It really paid for my living. Like, Biddy took care of me.
Wow.
I was fine for real. Like, he would make sure I was straight. So I really never had to pay. Like, Jamal would give me all his per diem. So on the road, I always had money.
Wow.
Biddy would give me his per diem. So it would, so.
That's big.
It was best free rookie year, for real.
That's big. Ain't no way in hell I was going to get them damn rookies. My goddamn per diem.
I think when I got to Minnesota, I had the rookies my per diem.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's big, man. Damn, that's what's up, man. And then y'all played against the Dwight Howard in the playoffs. When that motherfucker was in his prime, he was tough, man. When he was in Orlando,
he was unbelievable.
He was unbelievable. Yeah, talk about that.
They beat the hell out of us. I think we had the worst playoff deficits ever, like combined points. Like, we was getting beat so bad to the point where I was playing every fourth quarter. We got swept. And I'll never forget that. And the next year we came back and we beat them. We had a new coach and we ended up beating that Dwight Howard team. So it was a full circle moment.
Dang, that's up, man. Yeah, then Heinrich went down in 2010. Y'all facing the Chicago Bulls. I'm like, God damn, now, Mo, the young boy, now you got this killer coming up now, Derrick Rose. How tough was that, now? Mentally and physically, God damn, now you're facing this one.
Yeah, so I wasn't playing that much in the playoffs at that time, and then Kirk goes down, and we go into the second round of the playoffs, and they like, well, shit, I used to always talk shit. All the shit talking. So I was in practice. I'd be like, hey, I'm better than him. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. Blah, blah, blah. So, and when you ain't playing, I'm really talking now. Like, y'all saying, and then Damian Wilkins, man, Damian Wilkins, I love this dude to death. He was like, all that you talking. Now you about to start. Let's see what you got. He was like, and you got the MVP. And when I went home that night, I was like, I asked for this. I asked for it. Now you got D-Rose. But, man, I've been playing Derrick since I was 12. He from Chicago, Indianapolis, like a 2-hour drive. So I've been playing him since I was 12. So I wasn't saying I was like, I was comfortable. Like, I knew him. Like, I played him before. I wasn't in awe. But, man, when we started playing, I'm like, yo, this dude unbelievable. He's different, man. So it was cool competing against him and, like, having a moment against him. And then, like, you're being teammates and talking about it. So it was cool.
Yeah. And then when the game slowed down for you now, when you got in the league now, I know you got comfortable now. That's when I seen you start to goddamn. I said, damn, this young fella, he got them getting it now. He started to kill it, man. Yeah. Talk about when it slowed down for you.
It was like my third year. My first year starting. So that playoffs, my second year, I had a really good playoff. I played really well. So I go into the next year being a starter. And I just got comfortable. Playing with Joe Johnson made it hella easy. Like, the first 3 quarters, I can do whatever I want. I can run around, dunk, shoot my threes, do whatever I do. And I knew in the fourth quarter, I had to go get the ball to him. So it was a simple game.
When it count.
Yeah. First 3 quarters, I had fun. Fourth quarter, look for Joe. And it made my transition from coming off the bench to a starter real easy having him.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, Joe was a hell of a ball player. And then when you got that second contract, talk to me when you got your second contract now. Goddamn, what you do with that money now? What you did?
I just bought a new crib. I love living in Atlanta. I had bought a new house. That was really it. My mom and dad, we really kind of simple people. My mom and dad already had a house. We just paid it off. And it was pretty simple from there. I bought a house and a car, nothing too much. Yeah,
right. That's right. Take care of that money. 2015 now. Goddamn, boy, you did something I ain't do. The motherfucker let me play an All-Star game. God damn. I had too much going on. Throw that to the All-Star games. They couldn't have me. Yeah. But that was a great experience. Talk to me about your experience playing in the All-Star game, man.
Man, the All-Star game was dope because I had wrote that on my like goals. I had made a goals. I wrote them down on this blackboard we had at the crib, and I had it put in there in my house. And I used to write my goals down. I mean, it was like 2012. I was like, man, I'm gonna be an All-Star in New York. And my goal was to like shake Jay-Z hand at half court. That was my goal. Like I wanted to shake Jay-Z hand at half court, being an All-Star at the Mecca, at the Garden. And that shit came true. And as soon as I said Jay-Z, I went right up to him and shook his hand. I said, I need to hit the lottery or something. I should have been right now. But nah, it was cool. It was one of the best experiences of my life. Yeah. It was like, after I did that, I was like, man, it wasn't nothing else I wanted to do with basketball, really. Wow. I just wanted to have that moment because you know how it is when you top, somebody say you top 24 in the league at that moment.
That's big.
That's a great feeling.
That's
was
cool.
Like a feeling I couldn't imagine. It was just like, damn, I made it. People think I'm this good on the level with these guys this year. I know it's just 1 year, but for 1 year, I was top 4. I was cool with that. I was cool with that.
Yeah, that's what's up. And I heard you mention recently about Kyle Korver. How you said how important he was to you. I mean, why you said that? I ain't understand why you said that. Damn.
Because so at that time, shooting was like a premium. I mean, it's a premium now, but like the way he shot the ball, he basically will change your whole defense. So if you had a guy that played help defense, at this point, they face guard him. It's no help. So if you're a driver like me and I was quick and fast and you got nobody that's going to help, I used to just blow by my defender. And they wouldn't lead a corner. They wouldn't lead a wing. So we basically was playing 4-on-4. And now you're on an NBA court playing 4-on-4. You got nothing but space. And for a player like me, you give me all that space, I'm going to be a nightmare. So he was really a focal point of our offense. So everything we did was based off how Kyle was coming off screens, how he was shooting. And he made our job a lot easier because you had to take him out the game and y'all was playing 4-on-4. And me and Paul can play in space. So if we didn't have him, like when he didn't play some games and they didn't have to chase him around, we had rough games.
Damn, I hear you. That man, he meant a lot there. Damn, if he meant that much like that. And then y'all was in the first place, man, and rolling with confidence, man. Then y'all had to face them LeBron and them guys over there at the Cavs, man. Goddamn, let's talk about that one.
See, that's another thing. So Kyle, he broke his foot the first game. So we can just focus on Teague, Millsap, and Horford. We don't got to worry about that running around no more. So the space, they just clogged the paint. It messed up our game plan. But LeBron was just too dominant, man. Like, you can see now from the USA game. He's 40 years old now. He's still the most dominant player in the league.
Oh, yeah.
10 years ago, we didn't have a chance. But we ain't stand a chance with him, man. He's just too dominant, man. He's too dominant.
Yeah, you played in Indiana the first season. Going back home, I mean, how big was that for you, man? Being able to do that, and then you played all 82 games. That was real big. I mean, come on, that was the
funnest game. My funnest year of my career. I wish I could have stayed longer. I let some guys talk me out of leaving, but that was the best year of me playing basketball. I just had so much fun being back home. It felt like high school almost, man. All your guys coming to the game. After the game, you going to eat at spots you went to when you was in high school. My family there. Indiana, a simple life, so you don't have to worry about nothing. Like, it ain't too many clubs and all that stuff out here, but it was just chilling. Like, I was just with my family. Every night you fly back home. My wife was there. It was just cool.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, being able to see family and friends all the time after games. That's real big. And just knowing where to go. That's real big. Talk about how you recovered then after games. Like, talk about your recovery. Like, how you got your body prepared for the next day. Like, we had a lot of back-to-backs out there in the NBA, playing 82 games.
I was a cold tub guy. Like, so I always got in the cold tub after games. And in Indiana, they do a great job of recovery. It was like mandatory that you had to get on the tables and get treatment. So if you didn't, you got fined. Like, so that's how I was able to play 82 games, because they stay on your body. They do all the small things and massages and all that stuff. So I had to do it. And that was I would say my best year, my healthiest year of my career, because Indiana, they just take pride in that. And after playing there and then going other places, you like, damn, I should have stayed there. That's why, I should have stayed there, because after that, I had injuries after injuries after that. It was like, I play all 82 one year in this organization, and the next year I go somewhere and I'm missing games, and it's like, I know I should have stayed, kind of.
Right. You signed with Minnesota, and you played with some goddamn killers, boy. Goddamn. You played with Jimmy Butler. Talk about this mother. Just the intensity this mother played with. That's crazy.
Nah, Jimmy was one of the best players I ever played with, one of the most intense players I played with, but he one of the coolest teammates you can have. Like, he'll run through a wall for you if he believe in. And he gonna play his hardest every game. That's one thing I respected about Jimmy. You know, it's like, it's 82 games. Some games you just might not have. He always had it. It might not been scoring, but like his energy was just always like, when he got on the court, he always had it. And if he didn't have it, he will sit out. Like, if he'd be like, yo, I'm dead tired, I can't play, and I'm not gonna give y'all 100% tonight. I'm not gonna cheat y'all. And he will, he might miss 1 or 2 or 3 games because he didn't want to cheat the game. And I used to respect that. Yeah.
Yeah. Guy want to give 110% every time he touched the floor. Yeah. And what do you think about the Minnesota Timberwolves now? I mean, the way they structure their team, and what do you think how they can be next year, coming in the next season? So, yeah.
Honestly, I think they're one of the top 10 teams in the league for sure. But Anthony Edwards, man, I think he could be the face of the NBA. I think he's unbelievable. And like, I always joke about Minnesota because me and Minnesota got this love-hate relationship. It's kind of funny. But I'm really excited about their team. Like, I love playing in Minnesota. It was cool. Our team just sucked after Jimmy left. Like, we just wasn't that good. And so I always get back and forth with the fans about it. But they team now, they're great. They got a chance to win a championship. I thought last year they ran into a Dallas team who was just playing at a high level at that time.
No doubt.
They ran into a Luka and a Kyrie. That was just on. They had to learn. It was a learning lesson, but I think they're better next year. And I think they're going to be a team to be reckoned with in the West for sure.
No doubt. Yeah. I like those young guys' energy. I love Ant-Man. That's one of the guys. 2021. Damn, boy, that was big. You won. You got you a chip. Milwaukee. Yeah. Talk about that experience, about that chip and getting that chip.
Oh, man, it was fun. The process was crazy. I started off in Boston that year, got traded to Milwaukee. Well, ended up signing with Milwaukee. And I got to link back up with my old coach in Atlanta, Mike Bullhosen. And that's when I had my worst injury with my knee. But it was cool to still be able to be out there and just enjoy all that celebration, like winning the chip. We didn't get to party like I thought we would. Like, when I imagined winning a championship, like, I always wanted to win one in Atlanta so I could, turn up. Yeah, turn up, go crazy. But we didn't get that same experience in Milwaukee, but it was still a dope experience. Like, the parade was unbelievable, man. Seeing that many people out there in the streets and just cheering and hype about their city being champions, that was dope. The parade was unbelievable. I'll never forget that, how many people was out there.
Yeah. You went back home after that, and after the finals. Let everybody know how that was. What that feeling was when you went back home, decided to go back home, and what you was doing when you went back home after that.
So we were supposed to have a party after the game. You win a chip, and I went to the club, and it was literally just like us and the staff, like people in the office and stuff. So I'm like, my wife was like, she didn't even want to go. She like, yo, experience all that. Like, turn up, go crazy. Like, I want you to have fun. And I'm like, calling her like, it ain't nobody in here. And she like, what? I'm like, ain't no. So I leave. So, the next night we think we going to Vegas, but some of the guys had to do the USA team. So they like, nah, we ain't going to Vegas. We're not going to Vegas. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. So I'm like, I'm going home. I'm going to have a party for me at home. Got my truck and I drove home. And that's like a 3.5 hour drive. Got to the city and got on the video game, started playing with my guys. And then the next day we went out, had a blast. And then I flew back to Milwaukee and did the parade.
Yeah. God damn, buddy. Okay. Well, at least you partied though, man.
I had to figure it out myself, man.
Yeah, you had to figure that shit out. That's not right. You facing Brooklyn Nets now. Goddamn now. Whew. You got that goddamn killer over there, KD. You got to talk to me. That motherfucker was on fire in that series. Whew, what the hell happened there?
At that moment, I thought he was the best basketball player I ever seen. Because they really, I'm being honest, they were a better team, but they had those injuries. James Harden pulled his hamstring the first play of the game in game 1. Yeah. Kyrie sprains his ankle in game 3. The first 2 games they beat us by like a combined 70 points. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like it was domination. Like it ain't even close. And it was like game 3, Kyrie get hurt, we win. And then somehow KD still winning games, and we still got to go to 7. And it's just KD. Yeah, at the numbers he was putting up, I remember one guy, I think he had a 50-point triple-double. And it's like, so this dude's not, I'm like, he's not real. And if he had wore a size 13, we wouldn't even made it. But he stepped on the line. Yeah, he gave us a chance.
Yeah, that's it.
But dude was unbelievable, bro.
Yeah, man. KD's something to reckon with, boy.
Hey,
yes, he is, man. That size, man, ready to pull up and shoot it like that. When you get that motherfucker his head, it's over with. And the toughest guards you played against when you were in the league, man. Throw us some of them guys. Who were some of them tough guys you played against when you was in the league?
I always say I was in the league with the premier point guards. Like, I got a chance to play CP, Steve Nash. I got a chance to play Steph, D Rose. I feel like all these guys are Hall of Famers and top tier. Rondo, like Westbrook, all them dudes, John Wall, Kimba, all them dudes, Dame Lillard. Yeah. Like every night to the gym, and I knew like, all right, I gotta attack them first because and most of them score. So I'm like, I gotta attack them first. At least make them know I'm out here. Like,
gotta come back.
Yeah. Like, they like to play some defense too. But every night, you was playing somebody that was an all-star, a perennial all-star, or a Hall of Fame. Yeah. It wasn't really no easy nights. I tell people like, who was the best you played? I'm like, any given night. I remember one night, Kimba gave me 45. So it's like, yeah, like I'm trying to think of a guy you probably would be like, oh, you can't like even like Isaiah Thomas was like probably one of the hardest guys for me to guard. And he averaged 30 one year.
Yeah.
So it's like every year was somebody getting better than every year was somebody that was like unbelievable who you couldn't guard. And at that time, Isaiah Thomas was so tough to guard. Steph was so tough to guard. D Rose, before he got hurt, unbelievable to guard. Rondo was annoying as hell. He was unbelievable to guard.
Yes, he was.
So every night, man, it was so many good players.
Yeah, that's how it was with me when I coming up. Boy, every goddamn night, goddamn, I think, goddamn, they're gonna give me a break. Yeah, your top three guards. I'm sorry, because you have your top 3 guards in the league right now. You think
in the league now? Well, Steph's still there, so Steph is a guard. You saying point guards or just guards?
Yeah, any guards, any 2 guards. Yeah, any guard. They have 1, 2, and 3 guards now.
Okay, so Steph and Edwards, and probably damn. I'm gonna go with Jason Tatum. Like them, my 3 favorites right now.
Right. Yeah, right.
I'm just giving 1, 2, and a 3. That was my 3 favorites.
There you go.
Yeah.
Your NBA Finals contender right now, you think? Not necessarily have to be a team. You know, who you think gonna win it just today, next year?
For some reason, I think the Milwaukee Bucks gonna run it back. Like they going from 21. I think they gonna find their stride. I love Boston. I got some really close friends on Boston, but for some reason, I just think Dame. He didn't have a bad year, but he just didn't have a Dame year. So like
that's true.
He moved from a different city. You've been somewhere for 10 years. You're on a new team. You're still trying to find your footing. But I think he gonna be at a place where he didn't give more. Like have to hold back, be comfortable.
Portland. Yeah,
he got to step on toes this year.
Right.
For some reason, I just feel that energy. Like I'm cool with him, so I know him. But like when I talk to him, the energy's just different. It's like, all right, like they talking about them. All right, bet, and I'm like, I like that energy. I like that.
Yeah, that's good. A couple more questions. Hey, being able, man, this is big, man. I wish them damn white folks would have left me down there in Gainesville where I could have went back and did something, man. Just being able to coach back at Pike, man, and just being able to get back, man, and where you come from, man, that's huge, man. Talk about that, my brother.
Nah, it's one of the most fulfilling feelings, like to see like young guys getting better, and you just having something to do with that. I mean, they put in work on their own too. To just be able to guide them and give them a little structure and try to help them with some stuff that I know. But you got to give them the game differently. Like I was brought up, you always hard. My coach is always hard on me. Like, And now it's a different generation. You got to kind of give them love. You got to be a little tough on them, but you always got to show them mad love. Yeah. And it was an adjustment for me to be like that because I grew up with like tough love all the time. But like to see how they interact with people and how their music taste, everything about them has changed, and to be a part of their growing process with them, it's pretty dope.
That's what's up, man. That's big, man. One more question. I want you to tell, I got to let you tell everybody what you got going on.
Man, besides being a coach at Pike High School, I own a facility here in Indiana called The Factory. It's a basketball facility, training facility, and we've been having it for 7 years. And it's been going well. Love doing that, giving back to the community. Guys get better. Friends, family, everybody work there. So it's pretty cool.
That's what's up, man. Well, thanks a lot, man. Love you, brother. Anything I could do for you, I'm here for you, man. And thanks a lot once again for coming on the MaXed podcast, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Never little wanna be gangster trying to play hard.